Doing this?
Probably should move like half the stuff.
I never know. Oh, can you see it? I didn't know you could
You can see it all.
Even my boner?
We're live right now.
No, we're not.
Yes, we are.
You're supposed to tell me, dog.
No, I said,
I
said, all right, we're live.
You could have said an N-word or something. And nobody...
I don't say that. You
Okay.
say that.
All right. Whatever, brother.
On
Whatever.
camera, I'm sitting here struggling with these things. All right, let's see. Ooh. Talk so we can see if we
Let
can hear
me talk to you. Let me talk to you.
you. I was going to try to monitor it, but my camera's the one that's up there.
It's all right. I just
All
texted
right.
my wife. My biggest fan.
We didn't talk about it.
The title of this video is 2025 year-end recap.
Yeah.
So we're gonna wrap up this year in a nice gift wrap present for you guys to open in this video. We're gonna talk about Nick Fuentes. We're gonna talk about the Jews. We're gonna talk some local stuff. We're gonna talk about pop culture.
Oh, God.
So me and Devin haven't talked about what we're gonna talk about just yet. And he was just asking me, he's like, hey, we should probably talk about what we're going to talk about. And I said,
No.
it probably wouldn't help if we did. So,
You okay?
I don't know.
Are you going to live?
I don't know. You want to take us into something? What do you want to talk about first? Anything I just said?
Oh, yeah. Let's not prepare and throw it all on Devin.
you just start the conversation. I'll
Let's
take
talk
it
about
off
the
of
fact that the camera's crooked. Let's talk
Is the
about the
camera
fact
crooked?
that all of our
It's not that crooked.
all of our podcast equipment disappeared, besides this mic and that stand.
Yeah, it did. It
Yeah.
did.
So,
Well, let's talk about what everybody wants to talk about, and that's Justin Bieber. Did you hear the news?
no.
There was no news.
Okay, good.
All right. So I went recently and I saw the David movie. I saw the animated David movie. I had high hopes. It's Angel Studios, kind of assuming they're Christian and it's good stuff. I did not care for the movie.
Really?
I got weird vibes from the movie. Amber got weird vibes from the movie. The animation looked great, but sometimes you would just lose expression in people's faces and they would say something and it wouldn't like match the flow and stuff. But apart from that, I did not know that Goliath was a, how do I put this, Twilight character. I did not know that Goliath was whiter than Bright White by Sherman Williams. Thought that was very strange because everybody
You would
in the
think
movie,
for such a big target that he's probably darker.
you'd think that he grabbed some rays from the sun,
Yeah.
but when he came out, he had the whitest calves. That was the first shot you got of Goliath, was his calves. Very white, not as muscular as I would have thought they would have been carrying that big old guy. But anyways, I thought that was strange. I looked at Amber, I'm like, since when are Mediterranean Arabic people white? I thought they were like olive colored, kissed by the sun, and or darker. And she's like,
And
yeah, that's
olive
weird,
green.
isn't it? No, like the olive, like the fruit, like the vegetable. I don't know if they're fruits or vegetables.
Are they on a tree?
They're a bush.
They're for.
They're fruit then.
Yeah.
But I thought that was super strange. I thought David's relationship with his mother and lack of relationship with his father was extremely strange. I thought that his brothers were weird. They took out a lot of stuff with Jonathan and him. They made Saul a really weird dude who jumped almost seemingly in the moment back and forth between I like David and everything's normal to, now David wants to kill me, everything's not normal and I hate his guts, and not in a natural way. And the biggest critique that I have of the film, and if you go and watch this, is they shrunk our God down to a deer on top of a hill, or sunshine over a mountaintop, or a moth landing on a rock. So that's how David figured out what rocks to grab at the river. By the way, a moth, a white moth
being in the
landed.
Bible,
I was probably in there, but a moth landed on the rock, and they only showed him grabbing 2 rocks, and they were pretty big rocks. I remember, like that big. Like, if that hit me, I'm going down. That would kill me. I mean, I thought, I just assumed they were all like, fairly, palm-sized little smooth rocks. It didn't seem that smooth either. It looked like a puma stone.
Have you seen those people that have like the slingshots that are like this, the leather ones that they just and like it breaks the sound barrier?
Yeah.
I can like, after I seen that, I can imagine, David just Goliath.
Well, and 2, I was doing a little bit of research this morning, just looking into Goliath and stuff like that. So the Bible that we all use, the text that it comes from, the Hebrew text, says that he was about 9 foot 6 inches. But if you look at like Greek texts and other texts and stuff, they say he was about 6'5", 6'6".
Yeah.
Something like that. Still huge. And for back then, people didn't grow that big back then, And it was a big deal because King Saul was tall. He was the tallest of all the Israelites. So that was neat. They sung a lot of songs in Hebrew, I'm assuming was Hebrew, with no subtitles, no text, which I thought was weird. I didn't know what they were saying. I don't like that. I always felt uncomfortable when I went to like a Disney movie and there was a Mexican character and they started speaking in Mexican, and I'm like, whoa,
Spanish.
I said, whoa, buddy. No, I don't know what you're saying. I'm going to need you to give me some subtitles, or I'm going to need you to speak clearly. So I've always felt uncomfortable with that. It has nothing to do with Hebrew.
Right.
Also, any other thing. Like, I don't like it when they don't explain. In movies, they should put subtitles. Like, even in, like, James Bond and stuff like that, when they have the bad guy come in and he speaks Russian or something, they put the little subtitles. I think John Wick does that. When they speak Russian and stuff, they put the subtitles, because we need to know, what is this man saying? And is it important? And when they just start singing in Hebrew, and all the Jew stuff we got going on, it's almost like they were singing, "We're going to take over the world, you foolish Christians," and I don't know if they were saying that or not. I have no proof
Could be.
to the contrary.
It could be.
I just felt it. And I'm like, So
would you say that you're a pessimistic person or an optimistic person?
I'm a very optimistic person. I always have been. I'm really optimistic.
You're really optimistic.
Yeah, I'm really optimistic.
Okay.
I've always felt that way.
Do we even know if anyone can hear us?
Amber hasn't texted me, so I think we're okay.
Probably
I
okay.
even got my text message that we were going to go live. But anyways, that's my synopsis. I wanted it to be more powerful. I wanted it to be more spiritual. I wanted it to be more, real, like the world. I don't believe Goliath was a pale white man with blonde hair. Reddish blonde hair. I don't believe that was true. It feels really weird that they did that. They could have just left him, I don't know, the same ethnicity that everybody else was. Very strange. I don't like that. I don't like that they put my God in a... Oh, there's Amber. She says she's watching. I don't like that they put my God in a small, insignificant...
Right.
He's a deer. Look, let's look to the heavens. Oh, wait, look, it's a deer. That must mean God is here.
Yeah.
And, oh, look, the sun's setting. And so the rays are coming over the mountain. So that must mean God is here. And, I wonder what rock I should pick to hit Goliath in the forehead and kill him. Oh, look, a moth landed on that one. That'll do. Even though it's not smooth, it looks like a puma stone.
A what? A what?
A puma stone.
Thank you.
So, it's a shame. It was supposed to be a good movie, and I didn't really care for it. It was extremely long.
Hummus, I think is what people say. I mean, you could be correct though.
Some people say things.
People do.
But that's my whole thing. So Devin's really passionate about what we're doing.
What am I passionate about?
What we're doing around town. He's really passionate about, you know, all of the new and bold things that our city is doing, and he really wants to talk about the new merry-go-round that we're gonna have.
I'm now starting to understand a little bit more about like why we didn't discuss the itinerary for today.
What I'd like for you to do is just take me through what you see, and not in a bias, but just give everybody who's watching just how did we get here? And by here, I mean the merry-go-round. How did we get to the merry-go-round? How did we, arrive to we're going to do a merry-go-round now? And if you have any examples of that, and just, look, I'll get us a refill. My coffee's cold. And you just tell everybody what you think about. Explain it, because they don't know that.
Yeah, right, they don't know. Look, I don't know why Jared does this. He just... Something's wrong with the guy. I think it is. I think he needs more hugs. It's probably what it is.
Make sure you mention that.
Yeah, I'm talking about the merry-go-round.
Make sure you mention that we're going to be able to exchange the horses for reindeer.
Yes, we can exchange the horses for reindeer on the merry-go-round. But I think we do these podcasts because he just loves to say things that I have no idea that he was going to say. I think that's why we do it. I think that's why he does that. But anyways, we're getting the merry-go-round. Yeah. So I guess if we're going to have a park that's going to be there for the whole time, then, a merry-go-round sounds fantastic, since we can, have reindeer on it. But end up, what are you doing?
Got us some cups, man.
Why'd you give me a different cup? Pico de Gallo.
No?
That's not what it says.
No?
I hate you.
What does it say, man?
I hate you. Pico de Gallo. That's what it says. That's what it says. See, this is why Jared does these podcasts. Yeah, cheers, asshole. You told me you had no... Okay. This is why I brought coffee cups, right?
Yeah, I know, and we're good. We drank out of them. They did their job. They served their purpose. Pico de Gallo. Cheers.
Cheers. Cheers. Yeah.
That's good. That is good coffee. Today's show is sponsored by your friends and my friends at Constitutional Coffee. Constitutional Coffee Company was started by a local racist who was trying to make some extra bucks in a side hustle, and actually ended up making a pretty decent cup of joe. And it's black. So it's crazy how that works. But go to constitutionalcoffee.com.
It's constitutionalcoffeeco.com. But I don't know if I even want you doing this promo. You know what?
Anyways, let's talk about the mayor.
Let's not.
Let's talk about the mayor. Earl Johnson, friend of the show.
Yeah.
Okay. Friend of the show. Just a great guy. Overall, a lot of he's a very, he's a character. He's very, some people like him. Some people don't like him. What I've started to realize, this serious though, what I've started to realize about people is there is something to be said about someone who can seize power and hold on to it for many, many, many years. In spite of the things that they may do that may be controversial or, people may not like, he continues to get reelected and then push his agenda and does it very well. And that should be studied, like, for real. I don't think Earl Johnson is an evil person. I don't think he's a super bad guy. I've met him. I had a long conversation with him. He's very passionate. I'm spitting a little bit. He's very passionate about, what he's doing and what he wants to do. He wants Andalusia to be a destination city. Now, I don't care for that. I don't care about being a destination city. I want us to be a city that is built on community. I'm very isolationist. I don't want a ton of people wanting to move here. I want Andalusia to continue to grow gradually and normally, building a community of people who want to have kids. Those kids want to live here, and we want to start businesses here, and we want to grow and build together, you know? That's what I want. I don't want people from California, New York, Nevada, Birmingham, Mobile, freaking stay over there. And I put Birmingham and Mobile in the same category. Maybe I should put them in the category of like Chicago and, you know, Memphis, but still. I don't want those people wanting to move here. Freaking stay out of here. We don't want you. It's our freaking merry-go-round. Get out of here. And I'm excited about the merry-go-round. I really am. I'm excited about the merry-go-round. I think it's going to be a hit. I really do. I really do. I think it's going to be a hit. I am saying it right now. I have been critical of things that the city has spent money on. I am also critical of them spending $500,000 on this, but I think it's going to be a hit regardless. So, anyways.
Cherry on top is that we could change out the horses for reindeer.
If you don't think that is the coolest thing in the
I
world.
think it's pretty cool.
I mean, how do those things even come off? There's a pole sitting on them. You know what I mean?
This goes through.
All right, now picture this.
Candy cane pole.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
We could have a lit Christmas. If you could take those horses off and leave the pole, candy cane poles.
Stop it.
You know what I mean?
Stop it.
We could have a lit Christmas.
Reining you back in, buddy.
Yeah. Anyways.
Oh, great. Why did we decide to do this again?
Anyways. Cheers. Pico de Gallo.
I hate you.
I'm not that far from
that.
From Cinco de Mayo. I could have waited and pulled that out in Cinco de Mayo, but it wouldn't have been as much fun. I've had that for a long time.
How many more of these do you
I've
have?
had that for a long time.
How many more?
Have you ever Googled
No.
just, you know, bad things to put on a coffee cup?
No.
It's endless. It's endless.
Okay.
Okay. I saw a coffee cup that was, probably shouldn't say this. I saw a coffee cup that was a titty. Do you understand me?
See, this is,
And
don't you stop.
And
Stop. Hold on. If you have children around.
No, we don't.
If there's children around, this is not a children's show.
This is not a
I
children's
wanted it
show.
to be children friendly, but this guy made sure it was not.
The problem is you didn't drink out of the nipple. And that was my biggest problem with it.
Okay.
And that's why it's not worth getting. Now, I saw the other one, and you did drink out of it. So, I mean, you know, that wouldn't be a good one to get too, but I don't know if I can walk
Look,
around.
I'm just going to tell you, if you bring one of those on the show, I'm going to break it. I'm just going to throw it. I don't care if there's coffee in it.
Still be worth it.
I'm just
It's
going
still
to
be
throw
worth
it.
It'd still be worth it.
Why do I feel like that's going to drive you more to do it? Amber, don't let him. Just
Amber bought
don't let-
these.
Anyways, let's talk about Smash Mouth.
What do you want to talk about with
Let's
Smash?
talk about your year at Smash Mouth. Let's talk about Smash Mouth's year.
Smash Mouth's had a pretty good year.
Yeah.
We've had a pretty good run. You know, what God gives, he can take away. And I'm just living in the moment. I know this is the time to be more than a name or a face in the crowd. You know,
Yeah.
this is the time. This is the time of our lives. You know,
You're just trying to think of the inspirational.
yeah.
I got
Well,
you.
yeah. So, with Smash
Open it
Mouth's
up a
been
low location, right?
Smash
Smash
Mouth Foods has been doing well. You know, we went from in the trailer right over there to right in here. You know, we met a dude named Chapman.
Mhm.
He's a pretty cool guy for the most part.
Young guy.
You can't trust him with a spatula.
No.
He'll break a spatula.
He will, especially a favorite one.
But Chapman is one of those guys who is pretty good about putting people around him who can do the things that maybe he can't do, like not break a spatula.
Oh,
So
he's also very good at, you know, like if you're missing a curb, he
Yeah.
can find it. For
He'll
you.
find it.
He
Yeah,
will
he'll find
He
it.
will find it
he'll
for
find it. That thing
you.
will
You will
come out
know where that thing was.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
just brings them out.
Yep.
Absolutely, like an exorcist.
Yeah.
He brings them out.
Exactly.
But
Great guy.
we're going to continue to grow. We're going to continue to build. We are like, there's so much stuff, guys.
So we're
There's
here.
so much stuff.
Greenville,
And Luverne.
Luverne, looking at what 3 more locations by the end of the 26.
I don't know.
Yeah, well,
I don't know. I don't know how that's going to work. I don't know how we're going to do that. But yes, sure. We'll do 3. We'll do 10. We'll do, whatever. I could be, whatever. So, but the plan is to get Luverne into a brick and mortar, which we've been working very
diligently,
hard on. And
I give you a good word to use.
I know I'd rather use the bad one.
Just
We've been working hard, real hard,
hardworking.
working hard.
Yep.
And
Luverne.
we're gonna be opening up Luverne hopefully the 12th or the 19th of January.
Do you have a hard date on that?
I do. How'd you know?
Yeah.
12th or the 19th.
12th or the 19th. It's okay. Those are Mondays,
Medium
right?
hard date.
Medium hard
Yeah,
dates.
those are Mondays. I think Monday's the best. I think
Probably.
they release new music on Tuesdays or something like that.
Couldn't tell you.
I couldn't either. This was back in the day when I used to do music. But anyways, maybe one day we'll
you
sit
used
down
to be
and
part
we'll
of a
do.
band, right?
I did. Yeah. Punk rock band. But
I don't think that. Okay.
it was.
Yeah.
And so we're going to continue to grow with Smash Mouth Foods, which is, it's going to be fun because, we're fun. We have fun and we do a lot of fun stuff and we do stuff with the community. And I can't wait to get over there to Luverne. I've had a business in Luverne before, and I'm excited to get back over there.
They seem very welcoming.
Yeah, I
I'm
love
very
those.
excited about
I
it.
love those people over there. I'm getting to see a lot of new faces as I keep going over there. My wife's family's from over there, and we're just stoked about it. We're freaking stoked about it. And you ask, how do you open multiple locations? I don't know. I don't know. You just
How do you
kind
not,
of,
though? I
you
mean,
just
if you got
kind
the
of, you just kind of
opportunity.
figure it out when you get there. You're like, I guess we're opening next week. So you're like, I guess I got to find somebody to cover for me so I can go open. And then you just figure it out.
So
And that's pretty much how it is. You don't know. There's no plan. You just freaking go. You go.
I do want to say that it's pretty awesome that people come in here and they look around, they order food, they eat, they come back and they ask, is this part of did y'all buy into a franchise? Is this a franchise? And the answer to that is no.
Well,
You
people-
and your dad started this.
People want to know how, what kind of funds does it take and
Right.
how does it, how do you go from, a food trailer, and basically just living in obscurity to, being this awesome, cool restaurant and then opening up multiple. It's like, where does that money come from? What does the money look like?
Yeah.
And, George Soros has been kind enough with
Stop.
his foundation
God almighty.
to sponsor
He's lying.
Smash
It's
Mouth
not.
Foods. You know what I mean? So, we just can't thank
I'll be right back.
George Soros enough. And Benjamin Netanyahu has also been a big partner of ours. And, we just appreciate that.
You should just talk to the camera.
I shouldn't be left alone.
You should be left alone, but I don't want to be part of your George.
Anyways, you know what's fun? You know what I'd like to talk about? Oh, there's a dang book bag in my way. Can't turn. I have to make this more intimate. Make sure I don't look crazy. I like to talk about what's going on with TPUSA. Some crazy stuff. Crazy stuff. I mean, Erica Kirk is she's acting like, what are you doing with that big?
Well, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
Erica Kirk is acting like I took out a random life insurance policy on Devin and he fell off a cliff. You know what I mean? And I'm Erica in that situation. And he's Charlie Kirk. This woman came out the other day at this America Fest
Oh,
that had nothing to do with America, dressed like she should be hanging from the ceiling at a freaking 70s, disco with pyrotechnics going on like she's freaking Skillet, and goes out there and just spews utter bullcrap garbage.
is that the one where the mortal enemy was there? Not mortal enemy, but Rihanna or whoever.
No, not Rihanna. Rihanna would have been better.
Rihanna, yeah.
I
No,
like
this was
Rihanna.
this was the
All along it was a fever. That's some Rihanna. And then who was there was Nicki Minaj.
Nicki Minaj.
Yeah, and I get her confused with Megan Thee Stallion, Nicki Minaj, and then
The Gaga.
there's another. Who?
Gaga.
Lady Gaga is a white woman.
Yeah, it's kind of.
She's got a wiener.
Look. Oh. Really?
What I hear. That's what
why
I
she
hear.
put lady at the beginning.
That's what I hear.
Makes total sense.
Anyways, yeah, and then she comes out with Nicki Minaj after there's literally video of her husband saying Nicki Minaj is an awful role model for young black
Yep.
girls,
Yeah.
you know, and white men. She's an awful role model for us.
Well, we shouldn't facet ourselves after women, anyways.
No, we should not. We should not. But my point is, this place has Tucker Carlson come up there and trash talk people, and you got Vivek Ramaswamy just like not even coherent with what he's saying. And I like Vivek. And then you've got Ben Shapiro getting up there, and Ben Shapiro's like, Candace Owens and Tucker Carlson are crazy. The Jews. And it just didn't make any sense. And they're missing on Nick Fuentes. I would have loved to see Nick Fuentes get up there and go after everybody, because he pretty much goes after everybody. So if you're going to have all this stuff going on, you might as well have Nick Fuentes up there. You should have had Candace Owens up there. Like, let's do the whole thing. And here's the thing. I watched Nick Fuentes on Louder with Crowder, and I watched him tell Steven Crowder that he's not a big Second Amendment fan, that he doesn't believe or like the thought or the notion of everybody walking around with a gun. He doesn't like that. That's Nick Fuentes. I don't like that guy at all. I think everybody should own a gun. Everybody has the right to own a gun. And the more guns we have, the safer we're going to be, because that way we can all shoot at each other instead of talking out the problems.
Wait, no, that's not.
Also,
I just got to point out that these two lights started working. They haven't worked in like
they go on and
ever.
off. They come on and off. So the point is TPUSA has absolutely lost its mind. They're saying that we should be voting for JD Vance in 2028, which is insane, because JD Vance is like not a great dude whatsoever at all. He's not MAGA. Trump's not MAGA anymore. The Jews got to him.
Yeah.
Who else isn't MAGA? Ben Shapiro's never been MAGA.
What about Dan Bongino leaving the
Dan
FBI, going back to his show?
Yeah, Dan Bongino, I've heard that he has marital problems going on. Bless his heart, you know. Don't we all on a given day, you know? And I've heard that, you know, they put a gun to his head. I mean, what would you do in his situation, you know? I mean, there's a quote from The Kingdom of Heaven, the movie, where the leper king is talking to Orlando Bloom. I don't know his name in the thing.
That's cool.
Orlando Bloom, and he's like, when you stand before God, you have to answer for what you did. And you can't sit here and say that virtue wasn't convenient at the time, or I was commanded to do this or that by whether it be kings or men of power. You're the one that has to answer for it. And so Dan Bongino's got to answer for it. Whether they put a gun to his head or his family's head or his children's head, God forbid, he's got to answer for what he did or lack of what he did, you know?
Yeah.
And I don't know how that'll be judged, and I don't know what'll happen. All I know is that I hope that if I have the opportunity one day to unravel, you know, just this awful entire cabal of just evilness that is our government, I hope I have the stomach to do it and take the consequences of that. You know, and I hope I raise children that understand that their father is going to be a man of integrity.
Yeah.
You know, whatever that means, whatever that takes. You know, but who knows? That would be,
tough.
you know, that would be, you know, that'd be, you know, something. You know, one day I believe I'll have enough money that I'll be brought into that room one day.
Oh.
And they'll be like, surprise, we're all Jews. And I'll be like, do I look surprised, brother? And I'll be like, shalom. You know? Shalom.
It's
That's a Jewish thing.
Star Trek.
No, it's not. They got it from the Jews. That's where they got it. So, anyways, what's your thoughts on TPUSA?
Ah, I don't have thoughts on it.
Okay.
I did. I used to. I didn't
Yeah.
even care anymore, man.
I couldn't even have told you what TPUSA was before probably this most recent election.
I knew about Charlie Kirk and TPUSA.
I knew about
like,
Charlie Kirk. I didn't know
yeah.
he owned TPUSA.
Yeah. I think it's there's so many stories and fake stories, or I don't know. There's so many stories and then stories that aren't stories. Then that I don't know. I mean, the world sucks.
Yeah.
The government
On the
sucks.
Google.
The people in spotlight suck.
Yeah.
They all suck. And
That's loud when you do that.
it's probably really
'Cause
loud.
it is. 'Cause I heard it.
Like that.
Yeah, it's super loud.
Yeah.
Super
Sorry, I just
loud.
want to do it one more time. Anyways, I don't know. I heard that there was some sort of contractual thing between Erica and Charlie, and that something to do with keeping his mouth shut about certain things.
I heard she was a whore.
Well, okay,
Just what you hear. Things go around.
it's good coffee.
It is pretty good coffee. Again, friend of the show, constitutionalcoffeeco.com. Black cup of coffee.
Why do you do that?
I just think it's funny. But I don't know if you can see his coffee. It's not necessarily black.
You made my coffee.
Not in that cup.
You're-
I didn't.
You, yes, you did actually.
Not in that cup.
Yeah, you did.
We'll be right back.
Where we going?
I just always wanted to say it. Yeah? Just always wanted to
We're
say
still
it.
here, but we're not here.
We'll be right back. Let's talk about another friend of the show, Hunter Biden. So again, Hunter
It's
Biden,
not a friend of the show.
son of the 46th president of the United States,
Kind of.
Joe Biden, also friend of the show.
Not a friend. Why do you say
He sat down with the junior, Joe Biden Jr., Hunter Biden. He sat down with Sean Ryan on a podcast the other day. I thought it was super interesting. Now, Sean Ryan can push pretty good on some questions, but he's kind of like a Joe Rogan, where he just gets people on, lets them spew their garbage, maybe pushes a little bit, but doesn't really push that hard. But one interesting thing that, to me, especially after I'm starting to awaken, I'm in a process. Watch my glow up. You know what I mean? Like, come back in a couple of years and see where I'm at. You know, I'm in a process here. Okay, where I'm unraveling the mysteries that are our reality. Not to be too dramatic, and I'm starting to understand that most everything that you're going to hear is probably going to be false. And
Yeah.
so
I agree with that.
like if you're like, hey, try this new drink, that you've never tried and you don't know what it is, and I'm not going to tell you. And then you should sniff it and maybe, a little slurp and like, don't go straight to swallowing it. You should do the sniff test and the eye test and the whole sensory thing. We got the whole city of Andalusia utility department wanting to eat with us, but we're closed. Dang, just light up the grill real quick. We can make a quick couple $100. There's a lot of them.
No, I'm good.
Anyways, so he's sitting there
I
and
get
he's
paid
like,
from George Soros.
he asked him about the laptop, and he's like, made a lot of sense. He's like, so seriously, Devin, we're gonna have to go out there and tell him, no, we're not here. Go tell him, and I'll tell this guy. Okay,
All right.
go over there. And
We'll
tell
be
him.
right back.
We'll be right back. Right after a quick word from our sponsors. We're closed. Closed until Monday, man. Yeah. See ya. I said, we're closed, man. We're closed until Monday. He said, must be nice.
Have a good day.
He said, must be nice. It is. It is. It's nice. Anyways, Hunter Biden was, he was talking about the laptop, and he's like, do you seriously think that I would just have a laptop full of all these awful pictures and videos? Literally nothing but awful pictures and videos of me being a degenerate. And he said, and then do you think that I would take that laptop and drop it off at a computer repair store with nothing wrong with the laptop whatsoever, and then just leave it completely and never answer a phone call and never go back to get it and don't even remember dropping it off? And he said, another thing is my parents live 5 minutes away. He said, Joe Biden lives 5 minutes away, and this guy claims that he tried to return it to him. And all he had to do was drive it to their house. Everybody knew they lived there. And so if you look at that and you just like, okay,
logically,
that doesn't, you're right. We were fed this whole freaking, there's another one. We were fed this whole lie about some laptop that was never true. I don't believe it was true. I don't believe any of it was true. I don't believe that Donald Trump had hookers in Russia pee on him in a hotel. I don't believe Hunter Biden dropped off this laptop full of degenerate photos and videos of him. I don't believe any of it. Our government lies. They're awful. They're just awful people. What are you doing? It's camera.
I had to make sure like my wife doesn't text me or something.
But anyways, if people will just, open up their eyes and ears and just do a little sniff test and, all that. It reminds me of a story. This is a good story. There's nothing bad in the story. When I was a young lad, my mother, obviously was concerned about her son going into the world. And so she said, son, and I said, mother, and she said, son, if you ever go into the world and partake in fraternization.
Say that again?
And I said, mother, I would never outside of wedlock. And she said, I know, but if for some reason, it happened. She said, your best bet is to turn the lights on and look at it. Make sure it looks all right. Smell it. Make sure it smells all right before you partake. And I don't mean to be graphic, but what I'm saying is, is that you need to make sure that the stories your government is trying to sell you don't have growths or warts or rashes on them, and it doesn't stink. You know what I mean?
Your mom, if she comes across this, she's gonna be sitting home. She's like, God,
no,
I didn't raise you like this.
My mom's gonna be like, that's exactly what I said. That's exactly what I meant. And so I just take things. You take things that your parents teach you, and you try and apply it to other things. And in this particular situation, it applies 100%, almost as if it was made for that. So that's what I'm saying. So when you hear something on the news, next time you hear something on the news, turn the lights on. Look at it. Smell it. Does it look all right? Does it smell all right? Okay, then you're good to go. You can have that.
You could have just said question everything.
Oh, because everybody says that. It doesn't really get the point across. Like, for instance.
No, I don't want a for instance.
For instance.
No.
Let's play the same game we were just playing.
No.
Yeah.
No.
If you were to sit here and say,
Oh, my God.
If a young man were to sit here and say,
this concludes this episode of
hello,
whatever this is.
Hello, hooker, I would like to purchase your goods. And then she says, okay, here's my price. And he says, oh, that's a fair bargain, I'd say. Do you have, by chance, any diseases,
like Lady of the Night or something,
diseases that I might need to look out for? And she says, absolutely not, 100% clean. And then he goes, good enough for me. No, you would be like, come on, buddy. Come on, buddy. You need to verify. Trust but verify. Don't Dan Bongino me. You understand? Don't trust me, bro. He killed himself. This was a suicide. No, sir. No. We're gonna have to do some Sherlock Holmes in a little bit before we get into anything. You know what I mean? And that's not being too graphic. That's the reality that we live in. You can take that story and put it over a numerous amount of things. I'm just trying to be this as provocative as possible to get the point across. Don't trust what the freaking news media tells you without looking at it and smelling it first. Don't just be like, yeah, I heard Nick Saban's coming out of retirement. I don't know why I'm Northeastern, but you know what I mean? He's not coming out of retirement. Okay? He's not. Alabama fans.
I'm going to laugh if he announces tomorrow he is.
He's not coming out of retirement. Okay?
I can't. Why? Are you just making up for the months we haven't done this?
No, this is.
I feel like you are. I feel like you saved this all up, and you're like, how can I embarrass Devin on air?
Yeah, it's like me. Every time I get to embarrass Devin, it's like,
oh, I 100%.
Turn the lights on.
I 100% believe.
You know what I mean?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
It needs a meme. Let's start just acting out the memes. Let's stop copying them and let's just act them out. You know what I mean? It's like an iced coffee now. It's cold.
We're gonna have to segue somewhere.
It's very
else.
cold.
No, that's because
the guy who invented Segway segued off a cliff, and that's a true.
That's a true story.
That's 100% verified. That passes the sniff test. 100%. Smells like disaster. What else was we going to talk about?
I don't know. We didn't have an itinerary.
Do you know something that's strange to me? I was doing this. So do you know 6 million people died in the Holocaust?
I knew this was
This is not going to be controversial whatsoever.
You're
this
a liar.
This is I'm not.
You,
This is not a lie.
do you? That doesn't pass the sniff test.
Do you know that 6 million people died in the Holocaust?
Are we doing?
No. There's no
Okay.
quote, air quotes.
Okay, just
It is a quote. 6 million people
I
died.
right, no air quotes.
I believe 6 million people
Right.
died. That's just a tick. And if you look at the 12 years worth of Holocausting and 6 million people died, do you know that they would have to be killing Jews like what was it? I did the math for Amber the other day because I was trying to be controversial. And it was like 1,300 and something Holocausts Jews did. What I don't even know. Is Holocaust a thing or is it what they did to them? So is it interchangeable? Can I say, yeah, that guy got Holocausted? Just like we say, yeah, that guy got Clintoned.
And no, that's
Is it the same thing? I don't know. But it was like 1,300 and something people per day from the beginning, 12 years straight, that would have to have been killed. Interesting fact. I just thought, Hitler's bad. I get it. I don't like Hitler. I've never been a fan of Hitler. Unless you are.
Why did you even say?
Because you're looking down like they can't see your face with your hat.
No, I'm not.
Winking at me over here.
Winking.
So I'm like, okay, unless you
I have Forrest Whitaker eye, okay? You want to point it out, make fun of me.
That's
just a little
funny
squint.
right there. That's funny. Forrest do be looking at you with that eye. One's sleepy and one is paying attention. He does. Absolutely.
With eye wide open.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good actor, though. I like Forrest.
Yeah.
He always plays a good character, in my opinion. I like.
Anyways, we're probably shut down.
No. We're not shut down.
No, we're good. We're good.
Yeah. We're not even going to read the comments today. I'm not going back and forth. We all know Devin's a racist. I'm not a racist. We're not going there. I have been accused of racism. And
Ever since you came out with this revelation, I've been accused of that. So, yeah.
I don't think it's an accusation for you. I don't know. What do they call those things that everybody knows and it's verifiably true? It's more like that. It's one of those. It's one of those type things.
You know, you've probably gotten me in more trouble than I've ever gotten myself into.
No, you
Stop.
you saw the ride and bought a ticket anyways.
That's very true. I can
So, yeah, I'm gonna get you a shirt that says "Been there, done that," and get me one that's called that. Oh man.
And on
That's
that note, I
good.
think we need to wrap it up.
No, I feel like I feel like it was something else. I wanted to talk.
Yeah, probably.
There's something else I wanted to talk about.
Okay.
What do you want to talk about? You hadn't talked about anything yet.
Yeah, you know, I'm good.
You're good at it? Oh, Venezuela!
What about
No guar! No
No.
guar, Trump. That's what Maduro says. That's how Venezuelans say war in English, by the way. Guar. And it's timeless. You can use it interchangeably. You can be at the bank, at the teller, and they're like, Merry Christmas, welcome to Wells Fargo. Wells Fargo doesn't say Merry Christmas. But anyways, you just say, no guar, and it just gets a laugh every time. Every time. It's a killer. It's a winner. I don't want to fight Venezuela. I don't give a shit about Venezuela.
You think out of everything you said today, you needed to
Yeah,
censor
you
that
can't.
word?
I don't cuss. I don't cuss.
Right. Okay.
Unless you do. Venezuela seized. So Maduro won power and he put his political opponent in prison. That political opponent that we were backing heavily, the United States was backing this woman. Okay? And so think for just a second. Let's turn the lights on. Come on, turn the lights on. You know, take your clothes off. Let's look. Let's figure this out. Is this safe? Is this right? Does it pass the sniff and eye test? Let's do this as an exercise real quick. If Mexico, I don't know, Russia, let's name somebody who doesn't like us. If China was backing someone for president in the United States of America, backing them openly, outwardly, inwardly, they were there. And we were like, we don't like that because we don't like China. And that gal over there is straight up, China, being backed and paid for by China, kind of like AIPAC, but it's different because AIPAC's an American lobbyist group. But say it was China. As Americans, we would all be like, hey, this is some BS. Absolutely not. We're not voting for her. And then probably what would happen if it continued, she would probably go to jail for some kind of treason. I know that's not exactly how it happened in Venezuela. But basically what happened is she was backed by us. Heavily and openly. It was our candidate. That was our girl. And they're like, no, we don't want, America deciding who our president is. That's not right. So we're just going to take the presidency. Now, I get it. That's not good also. But that's kind of
I
what...
thought she won by like 80%.
Doesn't matter. The point is she was backed by a foreign government.
Hmm.
She was backed by us and other world's leaders and stuff. I don't like that. We should stay the hell out of it. Personally, period. I don't like Maduro. I think he's a bad guy. He's definitely done some bad things. Probably shouldn't put folks in jail. But he says war funny. So he's got that going for him. So that's what happened. And then he's like, hey, our biggest export, our biggest moneymaker in this country is oil. We got one of the biggest oil reserves. You hear that all the time. You hear it all the time.
Yeah.
You hear it all the time. America's sitting on the biggest. I don't know why I turned into Alex Jones. America's sitting on the biggest oil reserves in the world. We could be self-sufficient. Turn to the frogs gay. And then you hear it, you're like, the UAE is sitting on the biggest oil reserves in Saudi, and Saudi Arabia is the biggest oil reserve. And you hear like Russia has the biggest oil reserves in, Siberia, and you hear it all the time. It's this tired old trope that they're pulling out of the closet hey, let's give everybody a reason to hate Venezuela because they've got all the oil. We used to have it, and Saudi used to have it, and Russia used to have it. Now they got it. I don't know, it made its way down there, but they got it now. So we should hate them. Anyways, he's like, we're going to take all that. So he took it. Well, many of those oil fields and stuff were ran and owned by American companies. So he took Americans' money. How dare you take our money in Venezuela? Now, I don't give a piss. I'm not going to Venezuela and starting a business. You know, they do that in China all the time. We don't go to war about it. You should listen to Robert Kiyosaki, who he invested in a it was a cobalt or some kind of mineral mine in China, and then it started doing really well. So the Chinese government said, "Okay, we own that now. That's ours." Didn't give him any money, none of that. Lost all his investment. Him and his partners got kicked out. Totally cool. We weren't going to war with China for that.
Yeah.
But we're going to war with them over oil, even though I thought we had one of the biggest oil reserves in the world. Why the hell do we need them? Or their money, or their oil, or any of that. So anyways, we have. And it's a total puss move, because this is what we're doing. We've got a blockade of ships around. And so Maduro was like, well, we'll just send our Navy to escort our vessels out. And their Navy's a bunch of John boats with machine guns on top of it. But still, it worked. They're letting the tankers that are being escorted by their military right on through. You know why? Because they don't want to shoot the first shot.
Yeah.
And they're just letting them go. And they may get them once they get out the international waters, because them John boats can only go so far into the bay before, it's over with. But my point is that now we're in this, Cuban Missile Crisis kind of thing with Venezuela, when none of us give a flying two rats pisses about it. Lower our gas prices, lower our grocery prices, stop funding wars in Israel. We just gave them like $900 million. F those some bitches. You know what I mean? And not just because they're Jews. I meant not because they're Jews. It's a Freudian slip.
Work on that word.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we're tired of it. I'm tired of it. I don't want any more wars.
Right.
I don't like Venezuela. I like the way they say war. In English. Guar.
In what?
In Guar. I'm getting into character too much.
Okay.
And we don't need to be fighting in Venezuela. Screw them. Screw their oil. Screw they uncles. I didn't want to say their mamas, 'cause I don't know their mamas. Their uncles is probably ones fighting the war. They don't mean it in a gay way. I don't like them. All right? Don't want to go there. Don't want to vacation there. Don't want to go Amazon jungling down there. I don't know if they're far enough down for the Amazon jungle.
Yeah.
But period. Screw it. I don't want to be there. Why are we there? Stop believing what everybody's saying. You got the left-wing media saying that Trump's just a warmonger, and you got the right-wing media saying that Trump's just defending America and their values and the economy and bull crap. I don't want to hear it. I don't want nothing from Venezuela. I don't like that country. I'm sure the people are great, except for Maduro. But stop listening to folks tell you that we should be in war with Venezuela. We should be at war with Palestine. What, dude, Palestine's been flattened. Let's segue a little bit. Palestine has been flattened. Did we flatten, what was that city? Fallujah? Did we flatten Fallujah? When we went into the Battle of Fallujah, do we flatten places? I know we flattened a lot of places in Vietnam and, World War I and World War II. That's beside the point. Anyways.
Cease and desist?
No. That was Netanyahu. He said to stop. So we're going to talk about Ukraine. Anyways, they're flattening places, bro. They're flattening places in Gaza and Palestine and that whole area. I don't know the difference between Gaza and Palestine.
Yeah.
And I thought Hamas was a people, but maybe it's a place also. I don't know any of that. I'm sending Netanyahu to voicemail.
Oh,
for
BB.
just a minute. BB. Because I know him
We probably got about 3 minutes before,
before the
Yeah.
Mossad comes in here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Well, good luck. I'm
It's-
married. So
It's
you're
not.
not going to get me with a honeypot.
it's not.
Unless Amber's a honeypot. Is that what they call them, honeypots?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
Sometimes she is. Sometimes.
I don't know what that means.
I
Don't
know.
explain it.
Does it mean sweet? I think it just means sweet, like nice. I don't. I might be married to a Mossad agent honeypot. I'm not sure yet. She encourages me far too often, almost as if she wants me to
true.
get taken out. To be honest with you,
It's very true.
I'm
Not to dinner.
I'm starting to feel like Charlie Kirk just a little bit. You know what I mean? I need to check her flight logs. Can anybody call Candace and see if the Egyptian plane has landed anywhere around Dothan or maybe local airports around here? Because, like, I need to know just to verify. I don't want to Dan Bongino this whole situation. You know what I mean? Like, trust but verify that your wife is not a Mossad plant trying to get you in trouble, because I used to be pro-Jew and Israel, like, all the way, and now I'm kind of like Charlie Kirk. In the last 6-8 months or so, I've started shifting, away from it, and, Amber seems to be really encouraging that, so I just need to make sure, I do have a life insurance policy. It's not great, but
It's not bad.
it all goes to debt, according to the bank. They made me take it out to pay them in case something happens to me.
So we're wrapping it up.
We're
He
wrapping
doesn't
it
know
up.
it yet, but we are.
So that's your 2025, just whole wrap up, pretty much neatly with a bow on top, in the prettiest wrapping paper that we could find at Walmart.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
So we really appreciate you tuning into this, and we hope that you take value out of this and that you learned a valuable lesson, to
Yeah.
turn the lights on, to sniff the world. Don't trust anything. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's all we really wanted to get across. Is to trust but verify. We don't want to create a bunch
You said
of...
don't trust anything. Don't trust.
Unless you verify.
Also verify.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
then you could possibly trust.
Absolutely.
So verify and trust. Yeah. Not trust, but verify.
Yeah. So y'all have a happy new year, and we'll see you in another year. Even though, I've heard that like the calendar's not correct, and like, I've heard like the months of January, June, and like all these are like named after like, all kinds of like, anyways, I don't know. I'm looking into it. I'm figuring it out.
Yeah.
There's a lot going on behind the scenes. I'm not suicidal. Promise you.
I'm not homicidal. So, suicide.
Yeah. But you know what? I think we're going to go into the new year pretty much the same people that we were this year. So whatever you've heard about Devin, it is what it is. Your phone looks like a thumbs up. You know what I mean? I keep thinking like, are we doing good or bad? It's like a thumb. It's like a thumb this way. It's like Caesar sitting over there, like his camera. It's got 3 and then 2 up under it, and it looks like a thumb sideways, like freaking Caesar. And he's like, "Are we doing good or bad, phone?" And I can't read that thing. It's like, it could go either way.
Yeah, that's anything with you. It could go either way. That's what's...
Not everything.
All right.
Unless
On
you
that
do.
note, thank you for watching this episode of whatever this is. Still don't know what it is.
Like, share, subscribe, comment, report.
No, bad. Not report.
Report. Just everything. It helps the algorithm. That's what they say. They say everything helps the algorithm, yet they never say report. It all helps the algorithm. It all gets us seen. You know what I mean?
Not what that does.
It does.
It does not.
Yeah, Facebook doesn't even know we're here yet. We're coming for you, Joe Rogan. You think you're safe? You're not safe. We're going to do mushrooms next year. See ya.